METOO vs me. Hey SRG here. This video is going to be a little bit more complex than my previous video, not because I know so much about this topic, that's not I am saying, it's because this particular topic is indeed real, but it's also fake at the same time. Don't get mad at me at this moment, don't believe everything you hear, do your own research, please, don't just take what I say as borderline scripture, actually have your own opinion and come to your own conclusion with this. I am going to be writing my heart on this particular script, but it's only because I see both sides of the coin on this, today's video. When we talk about the Me Too movement, we must understand that, yes, sexual abuse legit goes on, everywhere, yes, some actors are raped and they legally can't say anything, these things actually happen, but, there are many, many actors and actresses that willingly partake in such dark events. Almost all of these actors legit sign the contracts that are placed in front of them, they know the rules, and they willingly sleep with whomever to get their roles and keep their money. It's quite sad, they receive their money, just like the contract says, but after years of willingly being abused by the monster that feeds them, they then complain about the rules of the engagement. People like Harvey Weinstein are awarded their high position of power because of rules and gatekeepers. They are given a long pass for decades because they are willing to accept the same abuse. I am serious. And don't sit here and act like Me Too doesn't apply to boys and men, because it does. This whole thing is lopsided. Seriously, men get abused and raped all the time and no one cares. Hurt people hurt people. Want proof? Okay, Jeffrey Dahmer was a gay serial killer and killed men. John Wayne Gacy raped and killed men. Robert Berdella tortured and killed gay men. We act like men can't be victims. We act like men can't feel pain and be hurt. We act like men are these monsters. Men are always the predators. Really? Men are always possessed with sex and that just has to equate to violence. Really? Men just run everything and all men are oppressing women. Really? Hollywood is more than some place in America. It is a monster, a spirit, negative frequency at that. Everyone pays a price to be a part of Hollywood, and once you pay that price you can't get out. No one is leaving that place in one piece. The Me Too movement is not only for entertainers, it applies everywhere, from college to church, to politics, to sports. The monster is always eating, it's never full. What I am trying to say is that this whole Me Too movement was planned. The actors that have been raped and brutalized knew that was going to happen to them. Many of them accepted that fate in exchange for movie roles and a fortune on this earth. They let those things happen to them. There are levels to this, there are rules. To this, there are policies in place. Everyone knows that in order to truly be a star in Hollywood, you gotta sell your body. Everyone knows sexual favors is on the table. Everyone knows that talent, pure talent only gets you so far. You've got to kill yourself to make yourself in Hollywood. And when people first step into that realm they think they can take it and honestly, they can't. Many of these Me Too actors and actresses can't handle that life. That's why are causing the movement in the first place. Now what I am saying may seem harsh, but there is a generational problem here. Some celebrities from the 70s and 80s have said that when you go into a private room with a famous Hollywood executive, you know what's expected of you. I have heard well-known actresses, not actors, say this since the Me Too movement started. Are there legit times where someone is straight up strangled and raped and left to rot in someone's office? Yes, but those straight up scenarios are very rare, but equally sad. There is more to this movement than people want to admit. The public are kept in the dark, everyone is in on it. Everyone is playing the game, everyone is a part of something, everyone is signing contracts. Do you really think your favorite actor or actress is just this super clean-cut morale upright outstanding citizen and is just victimized out of the blue? No, that's not how this works. There is paperwork involved, there are contracts to be made, people willingly accept the abuse in order to elevate themselves. It's only when they get tired or too old that they start speaking out. They literally breach contracts on their lives just because they can't do it anymore. That is all I am saying. Now let's spread out of Hollywood and talk about other forms of Me Too. The church, yes, the very thing I go to for community is now exempt from this monster. Back when I was a teenager, the church was getting hammered and exposed for allegations. But here's the kicker, all the victims came out years, and I mean years later. No one came out when the rounds were fresh, and that's my problem with all this. It's the timing. The church more than likely paid everyone off. They have the money to do so, and while we are at it, why do victims of the church get a settlement and the victims of sex trafficking don't get a settlement? What exactly makes being a victim of the church more profitable in the long run of suffering? What makes being a victims of the church so special? I've always wondered. Now let's go on to another form of Me Too, catcalling. Now this does happen. This is wrong on every level. I am not going to sit here and say all that is fake, but the rules are altered and have been expanded greatly. The rules keep changing year after year. Everything is being defined more and more in a generalized term. Like I'll give you an example, straight up. I was at my job one day and I worked with a girl whom we will call Jasper. Jasper was a single mom and liked video games. Okay, I asked her one day if she wanted to go to the local arcade with me. She said sure. A week passed. I asked other people if they wanted to go. They all said no. Well, we actually went to the arcade. She took her own car. I drove in my own car. This was actually documented. Then the next day we talked about the video games and all that jazz. Well, later on that day while she was clocking out, I put my hand on her shoulder and said, "See you tomorrow." Well, the following week I was called into the office. The HR department had received a sexual harassment complaint against me. I was shocked and petrified. Mind you, I was in my early 20s. The office gathered everything we did, from the arcade to me saying bye. It was very shocking. Till this day I don't know what I did wrong. Well, I was in the office for an hour explaining every detail. Even other people came into the office showcasing that my innocence, me asking other people if they wanted to go to the arcade, all that. The office concluded that I really, truly, had no intention of anything. They advised that I blocked her on Facebook, and all that jazz. Mind you, she befriended me on Facebook, not the other way around. So a day goes by, she comes to my register and starts talking to me. See, now this is becoming legal. Now we have a breach of contract on her end. What's worse is that she actually admitted to me that she was kind of bullied into making the complaints against me. She actually admitted that it wasn't her idea. She actually admitted to me that she regretted signing the contract. She actually admitted to me that wanted to hang out again. I was about to walk out and make a very public scene at my job. She even reached out to me on Facebook after the complaint, asking me for money to help her take care of her kid. She was even texting me on Facebook, crying her eyes out, saying how suicidal she was cause it was hard being a single mother. #believe all women right. End of part 1. METOO part 2. Ladies, you better hear what I am telling you. My life was nearly murdered all because some girl was bullied by other girls to push an agenda. And here I am, the automatic predator, and here she is breaching her contract by talking to me outside of work and texting me. And you know what? She never got in trouble for communicating with me, ever. She soon quit the job, but I paid the price. Ladies, you are too powerful for your own good. Your bodies are a weapon, your words are a weapon, your emotions are a weapon, but you guys have no training in holding any of them. That is why men are giving up on women, period. So I stayed at my job for years after the incident, really forced to absorb what had happened. She came to my job, hardly worked, signed some papers, got no money out of anything, and left, really making me scared to talk to women. And might I add that all the girls that kind of bullied her were like my boss and were flat out higher than me. I went through years being snickered at and scoffed at. I was the laughing stock at my job. Until I left, I was stared at, I was looked down upon, I was made fun of. People didn't want to sit next me to, people avoiding me. I had some of the women workers flat out told me to kill myself at the job, while on the clock, and no one got in trouble. But believe all women right. Ladies, this Me Too movement is a double-edged sword. There is a legit problem, there is, but there is a lot of machinery at work, a lot of politics, a lot of money is being promised. No one cares about the average woman, no one. You all going to realize that when society resets and you cannot call the cops anymore, that is when you're going to realize how stupid you have been. Now I'm getting very upset over writing this script because till this day I can't really say anything or everything will haunt me. No one cares about me, and mind you, I'm black, so I take more damage than everyone else. This game is almost up, ladies. Me Too is nearly done. You cannot sit here, sleep with over 100 men and claim assault on all of them. That's not how this works, not unless it's truly rape and kidnapping, not unless there's real horror. You are being lied to and manipulated all across the board by the very women you look up. I'm not saying their pain isn't real, cause it may very well be, but you guys are picking and choosing sometimes, and it's honestly going to cost you your lives. You guys will not make it without men. On TikTok, women are just losing their minds. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. They are glitching on their own ideology. Women are in a state of panic. They don't want to get drafted. They want to do an OnlyFans. They demand equality. They hardly want to work. They want the top 1% of men in the world. They think they are more attractive than they really are, but at the same time they are taking anxiety medicine. They are going to therapy in droves. They are having serious battles of depression. They are running themselves ragged and now they want out. No, you are not getting out of this. You are going to take what you asked for and you are going to obey the contract you signed in blood. There is no escaping this. Women screamed freedom. At first it was needed and well received, but the dark energy that is behind the feminist movement pushed you guys off a cliff, and you guys still wanted it. I feel nothing but sorrow for the actual good girls, because the madness is everywhere. Everything is muddled. Everyone is wanting the same thing. No one is thinking. No one is snapping out of it. But if I say something, I am automatically oppressing females. That sharp generalization of all men, aka #kill all men, will cost all women everything. Ladies, when you say men are the enemy, what you are truly saying is the men that fought for your right to say such horror are your enemy. They died for you, seriously, and now the draft applied to women, and you all can't handle it. Nothing has happened yet and everyone is crying. You're not getting out of this. You will get drafted. You will shoot people. You will see brown people get raped and murdered in the name of the Dark Messiah, and my God, you will accept and like it. Do you hear me? You will do everything that men do and you will accept the misery that comes with it. Do you hear me? You will not flinch to genocide and you will not flinch the last Holocaust of humanity. Do you hear me? You guys wanted to be men so bad. You guys wanted this whole world, and you got it. Well, the weight of the world is heavy, isn't it? I've never written this much non-stop all for a video. I've been writing for almost 90 minutes straight and I'm really upset. I'm honestly hurt, because I see in the spirit what's going on, and no one is listening, and there are girls at my old college that believes everything they see, and they really believe that being a social justice warrior will save them and that they are fighting the good fight, like they honestly believe it. What makes me so sad is that these girls that truly believe what they are being told, are being laughed at. The same women that are saying they're victims on the news, and famous actors, they are still getting paid under the table. It's all a joke, it's all a dark game. Everyone is laughing at you ladies. Some, and I mean some of these METOO victims are being paid very well to expose the dark acts they willingly signed up for. That's what driving me crazy. Everyone is playing victim and victor, and you can't win and lose at the same time. I am very upset and just can't write anymore. I've been writing this script for nearly 2 hours forming my thoughts and opinions. I need to get ready for work. I am out. Bye.